What is the difference between the athlete that qualifies for the Olympics and a gold medalist? What is the difference between the entrepreneur that founds a business and a 7-figure business owner? Turns out it all boils down to the same thing. Let's get to it. Hey, I'm Leon, CEO and founder of Selfmastered, a peak performance training company that transforms entrepreneurs into elite performers that can achieve in one day what they previously achieved in 1 week. I've coached and trained hundreds of entrepreneurs and invested in 37 of them. Today I want to talk about why winners are made, not born. And the difference between someone who wins consistently and someone who doesn't is about how well they're able to align the conscious and the unconscious sides of the mind. Now, as you know, we all have these two sides. So the conscious is related to planning, executing, judging, creating, designing, and the unconscious is where belief, opinions, and emotions are bottled up. When the conscious and the subconscious are perfectly aligned, there is no friction, and then progress becomes inevitable. Then eventually winning is a possibility. But when there's friction between the conscious and the subconscious, it becomes very hard to make consistent progress. So the key is not create big goals and design systems and go after it with ultimate discipline. The key is to make sure that you are not holding yourself back. And how can you make sure this doesn't happen? By working on your belief system. See, we all have beliefs about the world, about ourselves, and everything in between. And a belief is nothing else than a tightly held opinion that may or may not be based on actual data. It may or may not be actually true. So it's not about your ability to achieve things. It's about what you believe you can achieve. So every time I see an entrepreneur getting to the 7-figure business fast, it's not because they want to get to the 7-figure business fast. It's because they expect to get there fast. Because wanting a 7-figure business is a conscious desire, but expecting a 7-figure business is an unconscious belief. So when they create their plans to get to the 7-figure business, the most important work they do to give themselves a chance to get there is not creating the plan, because the plan will change, is internally believing that it is their ultimate destination, that they will get there if they do the right things. So the difference between losers and winners is not only the discipline, the amount of effort, all that stuff, is the belief system that stands behind the behaviors that are conducive to that achievement. Over the years, I've realized that the best performers, those that get the best results, are those that work the hardest in aligning the conscious and the unconscious, that truly make the point of having thoughts, beliefs, and actions that are aligned in the same direction. In other words, they are not putting themselves in their own way. They are truly focused on expecting the things they work on to materialize before them. So if you want to win at every game, you need to convince yourself that winning is your expectation. Now, and how can you do that? Well, this is where mental performance training comes in, which is what we do at Selfmastered. There's a lot of different techniques that you can use to remove all self-doubt and give yourself the ability to fully internalize that winning expectation. The best way to go about this is visualization, positive self-talk, modeling other people that have achieved that in the past, and get into a winning environment of those that are also chasing the same goal. Visualization is about imagining with a lot of detail exactly what it is that you are trying to achieve and put your conscious mind to work on that situation. Self-talk is how you reframe everything that happens to you so that it becomes proof, undeniable proof that you are on the right path. This is how you can turn failure into feedback. Now, modeling those that have achieved that in the past, especially if you believe they don't have any special advantage over you, is also hugely useful in removing internal barriers. Because when you see someone that you believe is not better than you are, it may even be worse in your eyes, then you start chasing that goal with supreme confidence. And getting into an environment of people that are winning at that same thing that you're trying to win will naturally push your performance to the next level. In other words, if you want to win at whatever game you are trying to play, learn to align the conscious and the subconscious and expect to win. When you expect to win, good things start happening. See you in the next video.